All right, Cap, here we go. Here is your overall for the week. Strength. Oh boy. I love strength, and I think it's great when we have the inner courage to continue doing something here. Again, with it ruling the eights, it's really about pushing forward to get to the end or that completion. But why? Immediately, I question why. Why are we needing to tap into our inner strength? What is going on? Now, it could be that you need to be, you know, a little bit more gentle with situations and not so forceful, which is possible, or you're needing to face difficulties with courage and strength. But I don't know. I just, it's great because no matter what you're facing, it's like you're going to be fine. But like I said, it's like, why? Now, in the past, the Four of Cups, I'm seeing this one a lot lately. There's a lot of dissatisfaction, I think, with things that are coming through right now. So, with the Four of Cups as a past coming through, definitely you could be like turning down an offer because it's not that great. It's not any different than what you already have in front of you. Now, some of you just may be really like bored and dissatisfied with the situation right now, whether it's relationship or work. And it takes a lot of inner resolve to continue with something that is just like not satisfying. Oh boy. Now, what the hell, Cap? In the present, the Ten of Wands. Now looking at ecstasy, I can understand why there's a need to just kind of like give it up. With the Ten of Wands being in the present moment, you are overwhelmed. You're taking on too much responsibility. You may be taking on too many burdens. Whatever it is, ultimately here, it's about dropping all of that and going back to the one. But what I worry about here is that you have been like in a situation that you've been dissatisfied with for a while here, and you're just like lugging it around. It's frustrating. It's no wonder why strength is sitting there. But like, it's funny because it brings me back to this feeling of your instincts telling you need to release some stuff here and have some bliss and have some ecstasy in your life. Oh boy. Why though, Cap? Now, with the Nine of Wands being in future conditions, like, you're not wanting to let it go or give it up. There may be something that you've been carrying around for a while. And I feel like you're trying to deal with it. But looking at the Nine of Wands, it's like there is something that you're not willing to give up on. When I look at the Nine of Wands, persistence shows up, which is great with strength, absolutely. But when you're already overwhelmed by a bunch of shit, why would you want to continue to like defend, yourself in making the choice here to continue to carry it? You're supposed to be dropping all of it and going back to the one, not just dropping one. Now, for some of you, it's just, I don't think it's that easy for you to like give up control. And that's basically what it is. But the problem is that, you're doing something that you're not satisfied with. And it's like, well, why? Why are you continuing to do this to yourself? Your best path to follow, paying attention to your instincts and your intuition, absolutely. But the other thing I feel like here is with the High Priestess, and I've been saying this a lot with her. If you're like, it's funny because I feel like everybody is doing this right now. If you're bottling up some shit, it's time to just kind of release that now. I don't so much feel like we're talking about like secrets coming out for, you know, you finding out about it and then carrying the weight of it. I don't think that that's it. I think that, you know, it's the things that you've been keeping down and keeping like hidden, and it's like needing to have that come out now. But again, like I said, you know, with instinct, right? Paying attention to what your intuition is telling you. But man, Cap. Okay, I see. I see why. With the Ten of Pentacles being in your environment, there's something about this that is creating security for you, or you see security in continuing to do this. Now, on the other hand, you know, you may be the one carrying all the burdens and making sure that everything is stable and secure for everybody else. But you're not willing to let anybody else kind of help you out with that. But like I said, my problem here is with the Four of Cups is the past coming through. You know, you're not happy. You're not emotionally invested. It's like you're doing this because you have to. You know, but I can understand like wanting to keep that security and stability. For any earth sign, that's so important. But like I see Capricorn being the one that struggles the most in maintaining this, or, you know, making sure that things are taken care of. Like you feel like all the responsibility is being put on you, but you're not willing to let anybody else come in and help, is what I feel like looking at this. Your hopes and your fears. The Seven of Wands. Yeah, I'm telling you, I feel like there's something that you've been bottling up that you need to speak up about. You know, with the Seven of Wands, defending your position. And absolutely, that's what you're doing here. But if you feel like you're not happy and you're the only one that's carrying the weight of everything in maintaining stability, maybe there is a need for you to speak up to somebody. And like I said, with the High Priestess, I feel like, you know, it's not like, and I've said this with her before, it's not deception. That information is there, but like there are things that you're like keeping secret to yourself, and I really don't think that you should be hanging on to it anymore. Like I feel like you're hoping that you're going to be able to speak up and be heard. You know, and I'm like wondering how this is coming out here. Cap! Oh my goodness. The Hermit. You know, I wonder if you get to a point where you've just like had enough. Like you just had enough. You know, with the Hermit coming out, you know, I still worry about you feeling like you need to do everything on your own and like isolating yourself. But then at the same time, you know, with the Hermit, like I've said before, you know, he's looking at that star that he's got in his lantern, right? Doing that soul searching on what his hopes and dreams really are. But yeah, like Cap, you know, like I get it. It's all in an effort here to maintain stability and security, but it's not just for you, it's for everyone around you though too. But yet you're the only one doing this. All right, Cap, so when you're looking at the shadow side, it's talking about all the things that you are allowing to like keep you trapped. You know, it's all the negative things that have power over your life and power over you. And with the Ten of Wands, yeah, I mean, clearly here, you know, I understand like this need for you to just have some bliss and some happiness. Now, with the Eight of Cups, if you're looking at the shadow side and you're talking about something that has control over you that's not helpful here, then absolutely it's something that you need to walk away from. But like I've said before with the Eight of Cups, it's not that easy, especially when you've invested so much into it. But it's like, you know, You know that you can't keep continuing to do this because it's not giving you what you want. Now, with the Seven of Cups coming out ultimately on this, though, you know, you're fantasizing about the different things that you could be doing. But the thing that sticks out to me here is that you do have different options here, but you're not like really giving up the control. But like, I understand why. But it bothers me because you're just thinking and fantasizing about the things that you could be doing, but then not actually doing it, and then continuing to let a situation that is not satisfying you have control over your life. Cap! No! Stop it. Don't do that anymore. Don't do that to yourself. Like, just between these two, it's like, ugh. You know? And needing to pull on the inner reserve to continue doing this, but then at the same time, maybe needing to pull on the inner reserve here to actually, you know, take a really deep look at what you really want. You know, what were your initial wishes and desires and hopes? Because you had it, but it's like it got lost somewhere along the way. And I still feel like it's something that you need to speak up about. All right, Cap, let's take a look at what is going on in your relationships. The fours, it's interesting. Okay, so for those of you who are single, I think that it almost feels like somebody is trying to get like passion back into a relationship, but I don't know. I wonder if it's happening. But maybe the way to do that here is to spend some time together. But, you know, again, being single, right, it may be that you need to get out there here and get some, you know, passion going, some ecstasy and some bliss. But when you look at the Four of Pentacles, you know, it is about somebody who is trying to fan the flames of passion. You know, trying to get more passion going. Now, for those of you who are in a relationship, children have become the routine. And this is going to be for some of you. When you're looking at the Four of Cups, you're talking about the relationship just moving into a place where there isn't a whole lot of anything going on. It's just a routine. You're just doing what you need to do over and over again. You know, there isn't a lot of passion. There isn't a lot of love. It's just, you know, doing what you have to. And it may be because there's children involved. You know, which is unfortunate because it's really about breaking up, you know, the everyday routine. Because it's getting to a place where it's just not satisfying anymore. Oh, Cap. You know, and again, right, like this isn't going to be for all of you, but like, I think that you're pulling on your inner reserve to continue doing something that just is not making you happy. But it's because I feel like you're the one that's responsible here for creating stability and security for everybody. But like, you got to get to a breaking point here soon where it's like you need to speak up. But like I said, with the Seven of Cups coming out, you know, it's like you kind of go into isolation here. And I think that you think about the things that you could be doing, the different options and choices that you have. But the only way that any of those are going to become viable options is if you release yourself from something that is not making you happy anymore. All right, Cap, so I do think that your instincts are telling you right now that you need a moment to be happy. You're needing to have some bliss, some ecstasy in your life right now. And like I said, your instincts are guiding you there. But it's really about your ability to release it to a higher power, right? Or just like releasing control. Because I feel like you have control over the situation, but you're wanting to maintain it. Because I feel like you're defending your choice to continue doing this. And I'm telling you right now, you have a hell of a lot more strength than I do because I wouldn't be carrying around this kind of shit. Definitely pulling on your reserve here to continue doing this, but again, you're doing this because you're responsible for creating stability and security, not just for yourself, but for everybody that's around you. But it's like so overwhelming, and I do feel like you get to a breaking point and you do get wore out, but I also feel like you're defending your choice to continue doing this. Like, I don't think that you want to let anybody else in to take control. Now, with the Seven of Wands, definitely needing to speak up for yourself about things that you have been repressing is what I feel like. With the High Priestess, things that you've been bottling up, but, again, needing to pay attention to your intuition and instincts. Now, as far as coming out, you come into this dissatisfied. You're not happy. But looking at the Hermit, first of all, I worry that some of you go into isolation. Now, again, it's about looking at, the initial hope, the initial dream, and doing the soul searching, right? Because clearly here, something that is not satisfying and not making you happy has control over you. Looking at the shadow side and the Eight of Cups. But with the Seven of Cups coming out, what I worry about here is that you're thinking about what your options are, but none of them can become like a viable option until you're not, giving into something that isn't making you happy anymore. It can't become real until you stop feeding into a dissatisfying situation. But, I almost feel like some of you don't have a choice because of having to create this security and stability. But man, that takes a hell of a lot of inner resolve to continue to do that. Now, the other thing that I feel like with the Seven of Cups is that you do have other options in front of you. But it's whether or not, you can give up control and move on to different options that may make you more happy, where you can experience that bliss and that ecstasy. Because you need it. Like, you need to have that now. Now, as far as relationships go, this one is driving me nuts. You and Sag, and then a couple others. For those of you who are single, honeymoon and the Four of Pentacles. So what I feel like here is there's a need for you to get out there to get passion going again. Now, for some of you, you may have somebody coming through that is wanting to get that passion started with you. But maybe it's just needing to spend some time together before it gets to that point. Now, for those of you who are in a relationship, children and the Four of Cups. Now, you're doing what you need to for, those of you who have children involved. But the Four of Cups is the routine. Everything has become routine. There isn't a lot of passion. It's just we're doing what we need to do.